Hey, fellow Contractors Chronicles community and business owners out there. Yeah, once again, just a heartfelt appreciation. Thank you very much for continuously supporting me in my journey and sharing the podcast with like-minded business owners. It puts a jump in my step. I've met up with some friends recently that said, hey, I've been listening to your podcast. It's made a real difference in our business. I'll share it with the rest of my team, and it's just so real. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is just be authentic about my journey. And as those who know, I don't hold back. I do share my ups and downs, within limits, of course, but I do share my ups and downs. So interesting enough, being vulnerable again, last week I had the opportunity of going, it was 10 days ago, I had the opportunity of going down the garden route to go and explore and just be just take some time out to relax and be with my wife. But unfortunately she had to come back early for whatever reason, and I was left alone along the garden route, and I was thinking, what am I going to do with myself? But I had my laptop with me. I thought I can work on my business. That's going to be cool. But the journey was more about finding out more about myself. It was who I met, and this is the conversation that I want to share with you guys. Is that I was listening to an audiobook by Dan Sullivan called Who Not How, and it made a big impact on me, because often as entrepreneurs we're always thinking internally, like, how are we going to solve this problem? What's the next step that we need to take? And sometimes we just don't take the opportunity to reach out to important people that can help us along the journey. And this time that I was there, I met up with some incredible people that really pointed out some self-limiting beliefs in my mindset that could take me to the next level. Remember, us as entrepreneurs, there's not many of us out there. We're probably 4 to 6% of the world population, and we can make possibly 90% difference in the world. We couldn't be living in a better time in our lives. We are so blessed and grateful that we are living in a time in our life where things aren't as bad as it is, or bad as it was, say 200, 300 years ago, where people were really suffering and really had to put themselves through incredible pain to get where they wanted to be. We have it easy. We probably don't see it because we're not exercising the gratefulness. And yes, there's the odd war out there, but I'm generalizing. I'm saying we're living in a better time than we've ever lived before. So the first thing would be just to practice gratefulness, I believe. So that week away, I just practiced gratefulness, grateful for the people I meet. And I said, how am I going to apply the thinking of who, not how? And the principle goes, the principle of the book by Dan Sullivan is, he says, you got to look out for people who can help you go to the next step, not necessarily what the next step is. And for me, a good example might be when I was going through a bad time in my life financially. I just moved back from the UK. I had 2 beautiful little kids that needed to go to expensive schools in our area, and I was living in a small little apartment. I had a wife. I had a wife that I needed to make sure that I that I offer her financial security as well. And it really it was a heavy burden to carry, and I was stuck. And maybe subconsciously, without trying, because I'd read a lot of books, I've even got a master's degree in business, and it doesn't mean to say that if you know all those things you can be successful, but definitely if you reach out to the right people, can take you to the next level. So I reached out to a coach that I'd been following for a while, a business coach, and he made a remarkable difference in my life. But sitting down, having a discussion with him, I realized that it's so expensive that I need to pay all this money. But again, it's an investment. It's an investment in yourself. And if you have the abundant mindset, and not the scarcity mindset, and you go into a who not how scenario, say for instance you're getting yourself a coach, and that coach is good for you, and you've got the mindset of investment, that coach will give you, if he's good or she's good, will give you a return on investment like you cannot believe. So I look a lot I look a lot at how can I by means of engagement and relationship, get a return on this investment. And of course, the abundant mindset is never to just take, it's to give as well. So I think I had, coming from a small little town, quite a scarcity mindset, and my coach taught me and coached me through the mindset of the successful entrepreneurs out there. Most of them don't have scarcity mindsets. Most of them don't just want to run a business on their own the whole time and just be self-employed, where they're doing all the jobs, climbing up the ladder wall, doing the drilling. And some people do, I suppose, but the longevity of that kind of financial relationship with your business is probably not going to last very long, because the business depends on you. I met a guy recently, he fell off a ladder and his business went down. His wife had to go and work again. He was in a coma for a while, and I mean, that didn't bear very well for his business. So that's not the kind of business that I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create a business that works profitably without me, that can grow my team and abundantly give to consumers out there, make a big difference, but also to my people. And my coach coached me through the thinking process behind being an entrepreneur, about having that abundant mindset, and about belief, because we limit ourselves by our belief system. Our belief system can really hold us back, and having that scarcity mindset of growing up in the small little Karoo town, I realized in order to grow, I needed to get rid of that, and I needed to focus on being abundant and seeing where it takes me. Invest in the right people, invest in the right relationships, invest in the right systems that are going to grow me. And it's been absolutely wonderful for me, because I continuously do that. And I'm looking at my business like that too. I'm consistently looking at who can help us through this process, not necessarily how. So you get the right people in the business, and you ask yourself the question, okay, who can do this for me? And give them that responsibility to follow that task through and deliver on the outcomes. Now remember, what I've also understood about studying this process is that it's no use finding a who and not putting in set expectations on, okay, this is what I expect, or this is what I'd like you to do for me, and these are the outcomes, and then having some check-ins along the way where you can see whether they're moving along those outcomes, and trusting them, giving them autonomy to make sure that they deliver on those outcomes. So that's my mindset right now. I'm trying to find the people that can help me in my area, guard my areas that I'm not very good at, and really focus on the areas of my strength. And there'll be another podcast coming out very soon, but that's the journey I'm at the moment. I'm loving the process. I've had some real ups and downs this week, but I've also had some breakthroughs. And guys, if there's anything else that you need me to discuss with you throughout this journey, or there's anything else you'd like me to share on, please give me a thumbs up or comments in the comment box down below, and I promise you I'll get back to everyone. Love you all. Keep your head focused. Oh, and one more thing is I believe that with the recent elections that we've had, and this is not just elections, but we're going to go through a lot of bad times too as entrepreneurs, because of the high risk nature of our business. And we've got to be able to practice what I call in Afrikaans, ons moet die blink kant bo hou. Ons moet die blink kant bo hou. And that just means we have to keep the shiny area on top. The shiny area on top means, we've got to keep on polishing that area. We must make sure that we are investing in ourselves, reaching out to the right people, and making sure that along this entrepreneurial journey that the top side is shining. Okay, so that means get out there, let's make it happen, let's make sure it's a great weekend. I look forward to speaking to and communicating with my Contractors Chronicles in the next podcast. See you soon, guys.